guys, today I'm going to show you how to do this awesome tree artwork because this past Friday, April 24th, was Arbor Day, a day when we celebrate how much we love trees. I actually got the inspiration for this on a commercial for some artwork that you could hang up on your home, and when I checked the website, that piece of artwork was over $100. Obviously, my version does not match that version completely, but I think it looks pretty close, and I saved a whole lot of money, and now I have some cool artwork to hang up in my home. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this. If you want to use watercolor paint, you can. If you don't have paint at home, all you will need is paper and something to draw and color with. So let's get started. I'm going to start this by making the round frame to go around the tree. I'm going to use this lid from Chinese food that I had a while ago, just to help make the circle perfectly round. And you might want to use a pencil to trace this so you don't get marker on whatever round thing you are tracing. I'm just using marker so that you can see it a little bit better in the video. And there we have our circle. The next thing I'm going to do is draw the trunk or the base of our tree right here. So I'm going to start at the bottom, sort of in the middle, but I'm not going to go all the way down to the bottom because I do want to color some grass. I'm going to go up just a tiny bit, and I'm just going to draw two straight lines that start to go up like this. That's going to be the trunk of my tree. After that, I'm going to start to add some branches. So a tree's branches, if you've ever looked, are thicker at the bottom. The branches that are at the bottom of the tree are larger than the branches at the very top of the tree because it helps support all of the little branches and all the little twigs on the tree. So I'm going to start by making branches all around it, but I'm going to start over here, and it's basically just a bunch of squiggly lines like this, and they start a little bit thicker, and then at the top they get skinnier. So I'm going to draw a bunch of those, and they don't have to be perfectly straight lines. Every tree's branches are going to twist a little bit differently, but I am going to make sure that my tree's branches go all the way around so that we have space to make the 4 different colors or the 4 different seasons for the leaves. I'm also going to go in and I'm going to add now some smaller branches that branch off of the bigger branches. I'm going to go all the way around and do that. And then my last step is to add even tinier branches like this, or like little twigs. You can even just do one line like this, tiny little twigs, to make smaller branches on your tree. I'm going to check back in with you after I finish all of it because I'm going to be here for a little while. So I finished drawing everything with pencil, so it is exactly how I want it to look. If you want to skip the pencil step and just draw it with a brown marker or crayon, that's totally fine. I only use pencil first just in case I messed up with anything. Your next step is going to be to go back in with crayon or marker or paint or whatever you feel like using and color in all of the branches and the twigs. Okay, I colored in all of my branches and all of my twigs and everything with a brown marker. You can use crayon, you can use colored pencil, you can do whatever you want. I am going to go in with an eraser because while I was drawing with a marker, I decided to change some lines a little bit, and I can still see the pencil marks from where I changed it. So I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit with an eraser. And when you're doing your branches, if your tree doesn't look exactly like mine, it's okay. Every tree is a little bit different. It's all right if your branches don't look all the same. All right, awesome. Now I'm going to show you how to do some grass underneath your tree. I'm going to do the grass with a marker, so I'm going to start a little bit above where the tree trunk starts, and I'm just going to draw very lightly with a green marker, like a little hill, and then I'm going to go in and add grass, and I'm doing that by drawing a bunch of wispy little green lines all through, and I'm actually going to go below the circle a little bit, so when I cut it out, you won't see all those grass pieces at the bottom that I colored outside the lines with. It's all good. All right, and I'm also not going to cover in all the space either. I'm gonna leave some white space because I think it looks cool that way. All right, so next I actually am going to use a pencil to kind of separate the tree into 4 sections so that I can show the 4 seasons. So I'm gonna do spring, summer, fall, and winter. So first I'm gonna draw a line that goes straight like this, just so that I know where to stop. And then I'm gonna draw a line right here and a line right here. So if the line continued all the way down into the middle of the circle, that's where I know I'm gonna stop and change whatever color I'm working with. So this section will be spring, summer, fall, and winter. I'm gonna do my spring flowers first because most trees will bloom with flowers before they grow their leaves. So I'm just gonna take pink colored pencil, pink marker, you can use crayon, you can use paint, and I'm going to start making a bunch of little pink circles around the branches to be little pink flowers on my tree. I'm gonna use the colored pencil and then I'm gonna go in and make a few circles with the marker just so they stand out better. All my pink flowers are done for springtime. So in the summer, most of the blooms and the flowers turn into leaves. So in the second section of my branches, I'm gonna use a couple different shades of green and a green marker just to kind of mix the shading and the color a little bit. And I'm gonna do the same thing, a bunch of green dots. And I will check in with you guys when that's done. Okay, my summer leaves are all done. The next section I'm gonna do is fall. So I'm going to use warm colors. Warm colors are colors like red, yellow, and orange, colors that make you think of fire or sunshine, maybe make you feel a little bit warm or excited inside when you look at them. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing, a bunch of little dots, and mix all the colors together, and I will check in with you guys in just a minute. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I did not practice this before I started recording the video, and I have to say I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out. I know normally in winter, trees don't have any leaves on them. They drop everything to conserve energy, but I wanna be able to have color in all 4 sections of my tree. So when I think winter and ice and snow, I think of blue. I'm gonna use a light and dark blue colored pencil and a blue marker and kind of do the same pattern with the dots again, and then show you guys the finished product. So I did a couple things with my winter leaves. First of all, I made them kind of more like ovals. I think maybe I thought they reminded me a little more of icicles. Next, I drew way too many little ovals over here, so I ended up adding some branches to my tree. That's the cool thing about this project. If you mess up, just change your branches a little bit by adding more with a brown marker or crayon or colored pencil. And the last thing I'm gonna do is, if those lines that I drew are on my tree or I could see them inside the big circle we drew at the beginning, I'm erasing those lines. And then if you want to decorate, we didn't really do anything down here. So if you want to draw a person, if you want to draw some flowers, if you want to draw, you know, like a kite, or you want to draw some clouds in the sky in the background to fill this space in, it's totally up to you. The very last thing you're gonna do though after the whole thing is decorated is take a scissors and cut out your artwork. And that's it, guys. Once it's cut out, your artwork is good to go, and you just saved yourself a ton of money and made some super awesome Arbor Day tree artwork that you can hang up for everybody to see. Again, I feature all of my artwork on Fridays on my Instagram page, so if you did any artwork from the PowerPoint this week, please send it to me either on Google Classroom or on ClassDojo, and I'll make sure your artwork gets featured. Thank you for joining in, and I hope to see you guys next week for our next Art Through Literacy project.